Learning by Doing presents The Mad Dash. Watch us every Tuesday morning on YouTube. Join me and multiple crew members as I take our Krabi catamaran from Sydney, Australia all the way up around the top to Lombok in Indonesia. Made possible by our patrons. Thank you very much, you guys, and also our sponsors here on board for this trip. Thanks so much, guys. You can also follow us along on Marine Traffic or Vessel Finder. Trade Runner is the name. Alright guys, welcome back. Another video. Very early start this morning. As you can see, it's just starting to get light behind us. Still another hour or so till the sun comes up. We're in Port Stephens. This is where I bought Trade Runner 3 months ago, I think. But we're not going up the end of the bay to say hi to Chris. We'll just say Chris hi here. We're on our way. There's wind today, but only today, and then there's going to be a few days of calm, and we're trying to get as far north as we can before the wind dies out. And the goal would be Coffs Harbour or Yamba today. It's about 200 and something or other miles, so we won't get there during daylight. We'll get there probably tomorrow morning at this time. Yeah, it's supposed to be similar wind to yesterday, hopefully a bit more on the beam and a bit less on the front. But yeah, we're about to get going. Got a coffee ready, but we'll get breakfast on the way, and the boys are raring to go. Jumped out of bed before me, and yeah, let's get moving. You ready? You ready?
Yep, ready. Yep.
Or did you have a good sleep?
Ah, slept well, okay, yeah.
Yeah, have some dreams about sailing?
Yes.
How about you? How'd you go?
Yeah, slept well. Yeah, feeling good this morning. A bit better than yesterday. Slept a lot better.
Oh yeah?
So yeah, it should be another good day.
Yeah, beautiful. Maybe we'll catch a fish.
Oh yeah, hopefully. Didn't have much luck yesterday. Trailed all day with no luck.
Well, we had worse than that. We lost a lure.
And we lost a lure, yeah. No fish and lost a lure.
First time steering her. How do you feel?
Yeah, good. It's a nice morning.
What are we doing? 8 knots?
Yes, yeah, just under 8.
8 knots and 11 knots of wind.
Feels long.
Alright, going straight east basically towards the sun. Saw a few dolphins. That's so cool. I've seen millions of them, and I still just love them every time. Seems like the faster we go, the more they enjoy it, because they can surf longer waves, because we're going faster and our waves are going faster. So they just surf up to the front of the boat, do a couple of spins, go back, catch another wave. So cool to watch. And these ones are really nice colour, a lot of grey, white lines on the sides, and then black backs, and really, really cool. And I swore one of them just winked at me as it went past and was like, yeah, dude, loving it.
Imagine if dolphins were like purple and green and red and shit, you know, like parrots. It'd just be magic. Just cruising along nicely. It's about just after lunch. Been, yeah, just sitting on nice speeds. There's not much wind, there's only 10-12 knots. But very calm today, which is nice. We're still sort of going upwind, but, well, 60-70 degrees, which is nice. And there's hardly any waves today, so it's a very good cruise. But we didn't see a single whale or dolphin yesterday. I think we saw one, but sort of not, you know, just one sighting of a dolphin. But today we've seen, I don't know, lost count of the whales. We've seen whales broaching, jumping out, spray. Everywhere you look, there's spray. Heaps of whales. Up just right, as I say, straight over there. In front of, there's actually a little boat over there following that whale. Heaps of whales, just everywhere, which, you know, it's awesome during the day, but we've got to sail through the night tonight, so I'm a little bit, yeah, thinking about that. But we are going upwind, so I've got the dagger boards down, and they should cause enough turbulence in the water for whales to hear us coming. And we're not going very fast, you know, we're only doing, we're not doing teens, so it should be okay. It's a bit scary though, hitting a big whale at night and ripping a dagger board out of its casing. Anyway, we're going to go on to shift soon, so we can start having some little naps this afternoon, so we're sort of good for the night. The boys haven't done night shifts before, but it's going to be very calm. The wind's actually just going to drop off during the night and tomorrow morning probably to 0, so to see how far we're going to get, but we'll just keep going as long as the wind's going, and then once it dies down, we'll see where we can pull in. My preferred place would have been Yamba, but that's still it's still about 180 miles away. I don't think the wind's going to last that long, so we might be stopping in Coffs Harbour. But yeah, we'll see. We'll just keep sailing until it dies down, and then if Yamba's within, you know, 2 or 3, 4 hours of motoring, we might just keep going with the motor, and if not, we'll pull in somewhere else. But we'll just see. The wind might just keep us going. With this boat, if we put the screecher out, we can keep going along at, you know, 5-6 knots with, you know, 7-8 knots of breeze, which is nice, so we'll see how we go. Alright, wind's starting to die down now. We've only got 10 knots, and it's not on the nose as much anymore. We're nearly on a beam reach, so we're going to pull the screecher up. We left it down this morning because we were going upwind, and that furled up screecher in front of the jib actually disturbs the air quite a lot, so we pulled it down and it was good, but now it's time to pull it up and get a bit more sail going. So we were to open that rope. Alright, pull that all the way in. Alright, so that's done up, alright. So now pull that, close that clutch. Okay. Bit more. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That'll just clip in, yep. Okay. So now someone needs to go back on the mast. Make sure it doesn't get stuck behind stuff. Yeah. Alright, well we had a big hole in the wind for an hour or so. Put up the screecher, messed around with that for a while. Got it all working. Then the wind dropped out nearly completely, so we were going wing on wing with the main and the screecher, just doing 3 knots, 3.5. And then, yeah, the wind's back again now with a vengeance. It's not too bad. It's, how much wind have we got? 18 knots. So we've got one reef in the main, we've got the full jib out, and we're hooning along at 9 knots now. It's pretty nice after being slow, but looking at the forecast, it doesn't look like it's going to stay like this for more than an hour, and it's going to drop off again. Too much, too much, too much. Steer, steer, steer. Close, close, close. Yeah, so it's shifting around a bit, and he's still figuring out how fast the autopilot reacts. Once it gets inside 30, on this boat, once you sort of start doing towards 10s and 11s, the apparent wind gets up real quick. So if it sort of pulls up into 30-degree range, the sails start flapping. Got to react pretty quick to get it back, get the apparent wind down again and turn away a bit. But he's training, he's figuring it out. We're learning. Learning by doing.
Yep, only way.
by sunset, and as you can see, it was a pretty amazing sunset, amazing graduations of colours, just incredible. You see some of the best ones at sea, by the way. Anyway, by then we'd nearly reached Lake Macquarie, and sort of were quite far ahead of schedule, to be honest. And then we went on to 2-hour watches. As I said, these guys, it's the first time they'd have watches, so I sort of kept one eye open. And but it was a very, very casual night. Nothing bad happened, and yeah, there was just a nearly full moon. That's all I've got to show you about that. All right, we're coming into Coffs Harbour, about 6 miles out now, and it is a sunrise. Look at that, beautiful sunrise. Well, pre-sunrise, sun's still to come up. Pretty amazing though. Clear day. We've got Weewa here, bright and early.
Hey, Wally.
He actually did the last shift, and he would be ready to go to bed now, but because it's sunrise he's going to stay awake. I had an amazing night actually. The wind was supposed to die down all night, and it just didn't. It just kept going, and we've been plugging along at sevens and eights all night. And you know, on the forecast, I thought we'd arrive here in Coffs Harbour around 10 in the morning, but it's only 6 now, and we're a mile away, so 6 miles away, so 1 hour away. So it's been good. The wind just held up, and yeah, good run. That's pretty much, well, we left 24 hours ago. I don't know how many miles we've done, but I'll check that out. But I think we've had a pretty good run. We started off really good, then we had about 2 hours of not much wind. We didn't use the motor, we just cruised along with the screecher out and the big sails up at like 3.5 knots for 2 hours, so quite slow. And then the wind came back in, and it's just stayed amazing. I mean, not strong wind, we've only had 11, 12, 13 knots all night, but we've been doing 7s and 8s, which is just, this boat is just effortless, just cruises along so nicely. So up the New South Wales coast, Coffs Harbour is quite a well-known spot, purely because it doesn't have a bar to cross. So you can pretty much get in there in all times, and there is a really well-protected marina. You can anchor in there, but it has got a reputation of being pretty rolly. For us these days it was calm as, so it was a real good spot to stop. Anchoring on Trade Runner is, well, and most catamarans I guess, is a bit different than a monohulls, and I'm going to do a bigger video on that at some stage, but I'll just give you a quick rundown now. So basically I just motor up to the spot. The guys up the front took the anchor pin out, the one I put in it while I'm sailing so it doesn't jump around. Took that out, and yeah, just basically wait there until I'm in my spot. I drop the anchor. I've got a button on the dashboard for that. Throw the engines in reverse, just back up, just slowly, let it feeding the chain out at the same time, so there's always a bit of tension on it. And then yeah, you know, work out how deep it is, what scope I need, and then yeah, put it in neutral, let the boat pull up on the chain, and then yeah, the boys put the snubber hook on the chain, and I let that down, back up again real hard. I'm using a Rockner, it digs in every time, and I'm feeling safe and sleeping well. Alright, beautiful. We are anchored here in beautiful Coffs Harbour. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good trip up. Really stoked with how the boat went. Basically 300 miles basically of hard on the nose. Boat coped well. These guys did really well. First night shifts for these guys. How did you feel? How did you like the night shift? How was the night shift?
Good. Good. Only cold. A bit cold, but okay.
No
Great.
Stressful moments?
No stress.
No?
It's learning. It's good. Learning by doing.
That's it, yeah. How about you?
Yeah, it's a good night, nice and calm. It's actually quite a beautiful night, really. Yeah.
Did you have some sleeps?
I got a little bit of sleep, probably not as much as I would have liked, but getting used to sleeping on the boat while she's rocking and rolling.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, so that's the end of another video. We're going to do a whole series of these little short passage videos, so I hope you enjoy the sailing part of it, and I'll keep trying to introduce some different things, not just sailing along, but what we're doing and what's breaking and what Weewa's up to. Keep you informed. It's always interesting. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks very much, patrons. You guys are, yeah, well, guys that keep us going really.
thanks very much. Can't say that enough. I say it a lot, but I'll say it every time. Really important to what we're doing here, that you guys are supporting us. And if any of you viewers out there, feel like jumping on board and throwing us a coffee or something, most welcome. There's a link below to our Patreon page. Would be really welcome to have you. We've got a group chat that's really active nowadays since we started moving again, so that's pretty cool to see what we're up to every day instead of waiting for the videos to come out a couple of weeks later. Anyway, we'll see you all again next week. Bye bye.